A president shot before thousands of witnesses. But the real mystery isn't who pulled the trigger. It's how it was even possible. That day in Dallas, not only a man fell, but America's security system itself collapsed. The Secret Service, local police, the protective chain, all failed within seconds. Was it negligence or a carefully planned gap? How could the most protected man in the world be so exposed? Today, we uncover the dark truth behind America's greatest security breakdown. November 22nd, 1963, Dallas, Texas. The morning sun glimmered off the presidential motorcade. President John F. Kennedy, riding alongside his wife Jackie, smiled and waved to the cheering crowd. Hope and admiration filled the streets. No one knew they were seconds away from witnessing history's most shocking tragedy. As the convoy approached Dealey Plaza, the cracks in the security chain were already visible. The route, approved only the night before, was full of blind turns, open windows, and elevated sniper points that hadn't been checked. Normally, the Secret Service would secure every rooftop, close windows, and station agents across high vantage points. But that morning, many of those steps were skipped. Even the Dallas police's warnings went unheeded. They had suggested rooftop patrols and extra surveillance. The response from the Secret Service was chillingly dismissive. Not necessary. Kennedy's guards seemed tired. Reports later revealed that some agents had been out late drinking the previous night. A few arrived late to their shifts, and radio coordination was a mess. The follow-up car, the one meant to shield the president, was several meters farther back than it should have been. Those few meters would make all the difference. 12:30 p.m. The motorcade passed the Texas School Book Depository. A sharp crack echoed through the air. People froze. Some thought it was a firecracker. Then came the second shot, and the third. Chaos erupted. Agents hesitated, unsure of where the gunfire came from. The driver, momentarily confused, slowed the vehicle instead of accelerating. That split second sealed the president's fate. Clint Hill, the Secret Service agent riding behind the motorcade, ran toward the limousine. Later, he would recall, "As I sprinted forward, all I could think was, I wish I had noticed 1 second sooner." But those seconds were enough to alter the course of a nation. As the motorcade raced toward Parkland Memorial Hospital, Jackie Kennedy, her pink suit now stained with blood, held her husband's head in her lap. In the silence that followed, America's illusion of safety shattered. That day, the country didn't just lose a president, it lost its sense of invincibility. The walls built to protect its most powerful man had fallen, and 6 decades later, the question still haunts historians and citizens alike. Was it truly a failure in protection, or the execution of something far more deliberate, buried deep within the machinery of power? The assassination of John F. Kennedy wasn't just an attack on a president. It was a wound at the heart of America's power structure. When investigators began digging into the details, what they found shocked the nation. How could the world's most protected man be killed so easily in broad daylight? Right after the shots were fired, Dallas police flooded Dealey Plaza. The rifle was quickly found on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, where Lee Harvey Oswald worked. Officially, it was said he fired 3 bullets. One that missed, one that struck both Kennedy and Governor Connally, and one fatal headshot. But dozens of witnesses claimed they heard shots from different directions. Some swore the echoes came from the grassy knoll. Could there have been more than one shooter? Oswald was arrested shortly after, but just like Kennedy, he too would never reach justice. 2 days later, live on national television, nightclub owner Jack Ruby shot him at point-blank range. "I did it out of anger," Ruby claimed, but few believed him. How could another man slip through the police line and assassinate the key suspect inside a police station? Once again, the system failed, or was made to fail. Months later, the Warren Commission announced its findings. Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. But Americans didn't buy it. Too many questions remained. Why was the parade route changed at the last minute? Why were the high buildings not secured? Why was Oswald silenced before he could speak? And why did so many witnesses report hearing more shots than the official count? Behind the scenes, America was a powder keg. The Cold War was at its peak. The CIA was under fire after the Bay of Pigs disaster, and tensions ran deep within the government. Kennedy had reportedly clashed with intelligence agencies, questioning their power and hidden operations. Could his death have been more than just a lone gunman's act? A message from within the very system he tried to reform? In the aftermath, everything changed. Presidential motorcades became fortresses. Routes were analyzed weeks in advance, rooftops sealed, agents multiplied. But for many, it was too late. What died that day wasn't just a man. It was America's innocence. Today, the Texas School Book Depository still stands as a museum. Tourists walk through the 6th floor, looking out the same window where history supposedly changed. Some see a closed case. Others feel the heavy silence of unanswered questions still hanging in the air. And so, the mystery endures. Was November 22nd, 1963, simply the act of one desperate man? Or the perfect crime, buried under layers of power, secrecy, and fear? Even today, millions of people still remember that day. November 22nd, 1963. In the heart of Dallas, not just a president was shot, but a nation's faith in truth itself. More than 60 years have passed, yet the same question still echoes through history. Was Lee Harvey Oswald really the lone gunman? Or was there something far darker, far more organized behind the curtain? In the aftermath, America fell silent. While the country mourned, cracks began to appear deep within its own institutions. The CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service. Everyone was blamed, yet no one truly held accountable. Some files were locked away for decades. Some witnesses died suddenly, mysteriously. Was it all coincidence, or something deliberately buried? Over the years, thousands of theories have tried to explain the Kennedy assassination. Some claim the CIA wanted revenge, that Kennedy planned to dismantle parts of their secret operations. Others point to organized crime, claiming the mafia had been cornered by his administration. And some go even further, suggesting an international web of intelligence and power at play. But here's what makes it all haunting. No theory has ever been proven beyond doubt. Like Kennedy himself, the full truth seems to have vanished into the shadows. Today at Dealey Plaza in Dallas, people still leave flowers where the bullets struck. They come not only to honor a fallen president, but to mourn the loss of trust. The end of an era when people still believed in innocence, in justice, in leadership. Perhaps Kennedy's greatest legacy lies in his own words. A nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people. His death reminds us that truth, power, and secrecy will always be bound together in a fragile balance. So I'll ask you this. Do you believe justice was ever truly served that day? Or is there a truth so dangerous that history itself has chosen to hide it? Whatever the answer may be, one thing remains certain. Kennedy's story shows that sometimes truth can be more dangerous than bullets. If this story made you think, leave a like. It really helps the channel grow. Share your theory in the comments. Why do you think Kennedy was killed? And don't forget to subscribe. Every week, we uncover more untold stories, hidden truths, and mysteries history tried to erase. Because remember, the past never truly dies. Sometimes it just watches, quietly from the shadows.